Hello and welcome back to Matt's Tottenham blog. Today we're going to talk about the 7 winning principles that makes Jose Mourinho the successful manager that he is. These are outlined by Diego Torres, who did write a biography on Jose Mourinho, and we're going to talk about how each of these influenced Tottenham's performances in the last couple of weeks. So this article written by The Guardian gives us a quick outline on the 7 winning principles that Jose Mourinho uses to be successful with his teams. As I said, Diego Torres, who did write a biography on Jose Mourinho, I'll leave a link to the biography in the description below, outlines these, a 7-point plan, he calls it there, for winning big games that Jose Mourinho drills into his players and uses to get the best result on the pitch. The first one we can see there, number 1, the game is won by the team who commits fewer errors. A lot of us have been talking about this recently, especially since the capitulation against West Ham, which of course resulted in that 3-3 draw at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We are a team who have, in recent years anyway, made mistakes. You know, we've made defensive errors. Hugo Lloris has been known to make a few errors. Sergio Aurier, Moussa Sissoko, Eric Dyer. They're players that have become, I suppose, known for the errors that they do make out on the pitch. And it's no surprise that it is down to Jose Mourinho that these errors have been minimalised in the last couple of weeks, in the last couple of months. I know myself on this channel, along with the likes of David Harris, the Irish Yid, we've been talking about how a lot of these players have become so consistent in their performances and so tactically brilliant in their performances on the pitch as well. And it is down to this. Jose Mourinho is drilling into the players the importance of avoiding making errors. And again, we'll go down a bit further in these and explain why we're making so few errors. But it's all of this is coming from Jose Mourinho. And a lot of people are talking about the defensive football that we're playing and the fact that it's negative football. It's not fun to watch and all this stuff. It's not. We're not doing it for the sake of it. We're not doing it because we don't have the quality to go to the other end of the pitch and dominate a game. That's not the reason why. It's because of these philosophies that Jose Mourinho has built throughout his managerial career. And I'm sure things that were influenced by his playing career as well. There's a lot more to this than just defending. It's philosophies, it's principles, it's plans, it's so many things coming together. And it is working for Jose Mourinho on the pitch. Number 2, football favours whoever provokes more errors in the opposition. And look, that comes back to the same as not making your own errors. We don't make errors. And if you're looking at the games we played in recent weeks, teams against us have made errors. If you look at the 2 goals we scored against Manchester City, again, this one, Diego Torres emphasising this is winning big games against Manchester City. Aymeric Laporte made a mistake for that first goal. He was stepped up with Harry Kane, which allowed the space in behind him for Heung-min Son. And it was Harry Kane attracting that pressure from Laporte, drawing him into making that error, which allowed the space for Son in behind, and all of a sudden we've scored. And of course, Ederson's poor positioning in that one as well. It certainly left a lot to be desired on his part. For the second goal, we were breaking forward down the middle, and it was decoy runs from the likes of Steven Bergwijn and Son, creating the space for Lo Celso, dragging the defenders across, making them make the mistakes. And when you think about this, you know, it's easy to look at those games and realise, okay, Laporte shouldn't have done that, Ruben Diaz shouldn't have done this. But it's when you realise these philosophies that are behind Jose Mourinho's style of play, you start to realise this isn't teams making errors. It's Tottenham forcing them into making errors. It's like I've been looking into this the last couple of days, and it is really fascinating to see. Chelsea didn't do it too much for us, but of course, our high press there in the last minute created an opportunity. It forced Kurt Zouma into making a poor pass, which we probably should have capitalised on if it wasn't for that lack of decision from Giovanni Lo Celso in that situation. But again, we forced them into that error with our high press against Arsenal on Sunday. Granted, they're the poorest team that we've come up against in recent weeks, but they did make errors. They were really drawn high up the pitch for that second goal, especially. There wasn't much they could have done for our first goal. But on the general game plan, they came out to try and attack us, and it didn't work. And that was just one massive mistake from Mikel Arteta. And again, these are ones that are just being forced by Spurs. Number 3, away from home, instead of trying to be superior to the opposition, it's better to encourage their mistakes, which I think we did try to do against Chelsea, and it didn't work in the case of going out and actually winning the game. We of course got a draw there, but we're starting to do that at home. But as well, it's playing these big teams. We don't want to be the team on the ball for 60-70% of the game, because as we get a bit further down there, number 4, whoever has the ball is more likely to make a mistake. And in our games, we've seen that. Jose Mourinho teams, throughout his time in the Premier League, Sunday was the 11th time he had less than 35% possession in a game, and he's won 9 of those. So it's not just words written down on a page here. It's something that Jose Mourinho has used to his benefit in throughout his entire managerial career, and the numbers don't lie. It works. It absolutely works. And I'll be the first one to put my hands up and say I said this when he was at Manchester United, that it's negative football. It's it's just because the team isn't good enough. It's not fun to watch and all that. But when it's your own team, it's a whole lot different, and it is enjoyable to watch because at any given moment, we can go and capitalize on error. We can go and score from any position. Look at the 2 goals we scored on Sunday. Both of them came from Arsenal attacks. The second goal from their most dangerous position in the whole game. Luckily, Aurier managed to make the interception, and we counter-attacked them and scored. But whoever has the ball is more likely to make a mistake. Is the main principle that has benefited us in the last 3 or 4 weeks, getting these big results against City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. But it just works for Jose Mourinho. As I said, 11 times in the Premier League, he has had less than 35% possession in a game, Sunday being the 11th, and he has won 9 of those. That's no coincidence at all. Number 5, whoever renounces possession reduces the possibility of making a mistake. So that just proves Arsenal aren't outplaying us in that game. Man City, Chelsea aren't outplaying us. We're allowing them the ball. We're allowing them have possession in areas where they're not threatening us at all. If we're looking at those 3 games, I can't think of many clear-cut chances that we conceded in those. I'd say maybe 4, 5, 6 across the 3 games, clear-cut chances that we conceded because we're giving them possession, we're renouncing the ball, but in areas where they can't hurt us. Against Manchester City, we forced them out wide because we knew they wouldn't have the numbers to hurt us from out there, and they wouldn't have the aerial presence in the box to cause us problems from crosses. Against Chelsea, we tried to keep them kind of central and at times push them out to the wings. They did for a bit benefit from that earlier in the second half, and Ziyech pulled in narrow and Reece James was able to find space down our left hand side. But we fixed that straight away, and again we were giving them possession where we wanted them to have it, not where they wanted it. It was where we wanted them to have it. And the same against Arsenal yesterday to a lesser extent, because I think they wouldn't have caused us many problems no matter where they had the ball on the pitch. Bar Kieran Tierney early on in the second half, again getting space down the left hand side. But straight away we came across and we dealt with that, and we gave them possession back in more central areas where we knew they couldn't hurt us. Number 6, whoever has the ball has fear. And this is what I was talking about. At any given moment, Tottenham can score. The last 3 games we scored 4 goals. 3 of them have come from counter-attacks, from dangerous positions. If you look at the second goal we scored against Manchester City, City won possession high up the pitch on the right hand side, tried to play the ball in centrally. It was intercepted by Alderweireld. 2 passes later, Lo Celso puts the ball in the back of the net. City in possession, the defending isn't their main focus. Then they have fear. They're more likely to make mistakes, and we have the ability now to capitalize on that. And it's not the first time Jose Mourinho has done this. It worked at Real Madrid. He became one of the best counter-attacking teams in the world ever, and it worked before that at Inter Milan as well, when he won almost everything there is to win with those 2 teams. And number 7, whoever does not have the ball is thereby stronger. And look, again, it's just the same examples. It's counter-attacking football. It's defensive counter-attacking football, but it's not defensive for the sake of it. It's defensive because of these philosophies and these principles behind Mourinho's style of management and the football that he's playing. And it's something that the players are really buying into. And this is something I was kind of concerned about when Mourinho first came in, because we'd been known under the Pochettino era to dominate the ball, to play really, really, really high up the pitch. We played one of the highest lines in the Premier League. We wanted to keep possession in the opposition third. We were trying to create chances at every given moment. And I thought the players would struggle to buy into it. But when it's a manager as successful as Mourinho, and when they're starting to see results on the pitch from it now, it's so easy for those players to buy into it. It's so easy for every single one of those players to fight for the badge. Bergwijn and Son and Kane yesterday were playing, or on Sunday, and even the last 2 weeks, were playing so defensive. They were being forced really far back to deal with the possession that we were giving the opposition. And there's not many managers in the world the likes of Kane and Son would do that for. And it goes back to a really famous story about Samuel Eto'o when he played at Inter Milan, and when Jose Mourinho was there. Samuel Eto'o played on the left wing, and Mourinho left, of course, went to Real Madrid. The next manager came in and he said to Samuel Eto'o, okay, we're going to have to, you're going to be staying out in the left wing. And Eto'o said, no, I only do that for Jose. And it just goes to show the effect and the influence that a manager like Jose Mourinho and the success that he has can have on a player. And everyone is buying into it. And I think success is coming for Spurs in the not so distant future, because it just works. These principles, everything is what makes Jose Mourinho successful, and it's really, really starting to come together at Spurs. I'm going to leave a link to this article down in the description below, as well as the biography written by Diego Torres. Make sure to leave down in the comments below your opinions on these philosophies, these principles, and how you see them helping Tottenham out on the football pitch. If you have enjoyed this video as well, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel and you want more of this, plus the Tottenham Fan Voice podcast, Tottenham Hotspur Transfer Talk, and live watch-alongs, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And as always, thanks for watching.